Yo, I got a couple things to address before jumping into today's topic. Obviously, we're going to be talking about Huda, so I felt it was only fitting that I bring up this topic, which, by the way, over the past couple days, I really have battled with myself of like, girl, just don't even talk about it because honestly, at the end of the day, people are going to hear whatever they want to hear. They're going to see whatever they want to see. I think as soon as somebody has their mind made up about a situation and they take, one word of yours out of a full freaking 15-minute video and turn it into a whole narrative, clearly they already made their mind up about you. You know what I'm saying? However, the DMs and comments that I received on my last Huda video where I titled it something along the lines of, Huda speaks out about Andy Cohen. It is so crazy what people are DMing me and commenting on that video. I have to say, okay, two things that I specifically want to address about that video. One, the fact that one of like a highly liked comment on that video, which by the way, I am fully capable of deleting comments, but I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to delete them. Somebody literally took one part of what I said about one topic and turned it into a whole different story, okay? And what I want to clear up about that, and I know people are going to hear whatever the hell they want to hear, that's totally fine. I specifically said I do feel like people on the internet, or I said people this generation, I feel like are too soft because it was an ongoing trend, okay, for people to make TikToks stating that Andy Cohen bullied Huda on the Love Island reunion. And I stated within that video, I said, I feel like people are way too soft because I don't think Andy Cohen bullied her in the slightest bit. I do believe, and I did say within that video, he did get a little bit snarky. He did get a little bit like, as soon as he didn't get an answer out of her when he was like, so who are you dating? And as soon as she said, oh, I can't speak about it for legal reasons, you can tell he got pressed by that. And I think what that is because he's so used to being the top dog host of all these messy reunions to where he pulls out all of these answers out of his guest and he didn't get that hot, juicy answer out of her and she shut it down. So obviously he did get a little bit snarky. I don't think that's bullying, okay? If you guys go on to TikTok, go watch all the TikToks and you guys can see how many people, countless people are saying, oh, he bullied her, he bullied her. I'm like, no, obviously she is going to be the one that's asked the most questions. She's the main character of the season. So obviously Ariana as well as Andy are going to have the most questions for her because she's been in the most drama. She was the most polarizing character of that season. So obviously, sure, she may get grilled a little bit more, but there's a huge difference between bullying and asking multiple questions. Here's where I started to get really pissed off, y'all, and I swear I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna crash out on the internet right now. However, I've been up on the internet for 10 years now. I've never had a crash out moment, and I was this close to just making a full-on video of me popping off, is because I cannot stand when people misconstrue my words, because I say what I mean and I mean what I say. And for people to take the portion of me simply saying I feel like people are too soft if they consider that bullying, and then to equate it to, oh, people are soft on the internet just because they're against genocide. When did I say that? When did I say that? I would give somebody $10,000 right now, okay? If you can go back to my video and pull up the clip of me saying that. I never said that. So the fact that somebody commented that on that video, I was like, you're absolutely crazy. Like, you're actually delusional, because I was talking about two different topics. I watched that video back of mine 3 different times to make sure that I articulated myself well. And it's so crazy that I so clearly differentiated the topics of the first thing that I mentioned where people were saying that Andy Cohen bullied her. And I said, I don't agree with that. And then the next topic that I got into is because obviously Huda has been very proactive in speaking out about Palestine. And then it had came up that Andy Cohen has been proactive in speaking out about Israel. So obviously there is going to be some type of divide there, okay? So the fact that somebody is over here taking this one thing of me saying, oh, I don't feel like, he bullied her, like this generation is soft, or the people of the internet are soft, if they think that that's bullying because he was just asking her questions, that was just it, and then turning it into, oh, people of the internet are soft just because they're anti-genocide. I'm like, when did I say that? Like, that's where I start losing my mind, is because I could be called every name under the sun, but as soon as people start attacking my character and putting words in my mouth, that's where I get really pressed, y'all. Because I'm a real ass bitch, and for those of you that watch my channel, you guys know I have no problem stating my opinion about everything and anything, okay? But when it comes down to certain things of people DMing me and calling me a Zionist and saying that I'm pro-genocide, somebody DM'd me a picture of, I don't know if I could even say it on here, but let's just go ahead and say a kid that's been unalived and saying this is what you support. At what point did I say that I support that? Please let me know, because this is where I start saying, you know what? I'm gonna lose my mind on the internet, because I never said anything of the sort. And the fact that I was simply speaking out about a Jewish church over here, that I said, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for this church over here, or synagogue, sorry, because they had gotten tagged up so many times that I know of. They got tagged up 5 times, and the things that people were writing on there were absolutely disgusting. And because I said in that video, because obviously we were talking about the topic, I was like, oh my God, like I feel bad. But I also said in the same exact video that I feel bad for Huda and the hate that she receives for speaking out about Palestine. So I'm like, oh my gosh. I really believe that there are certain people on the internet, I'm not going to say everybody, but a good chunk of them, that want you to hate one side or the other. That's not going to be me. And I specifically was talking about a church here in America who obviously they have nothing to do with the choices of the Israeli government. They are, I'm assuming, Americans. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that a poor innocent church over here has to put a banner over their Star of David and make it look like it's a Catholic church, I felt bad for that. Just as I feel bad for the, countless lives that have been lost in Palestine. And just like I feel bad for Israel trying to seize land that's not theirs, I feel bad for that. I shouldn't have to get up on a video and make all of these bullet point comments because I'm not a political channel and I don't speak out about topics like that. And this is exactly why I don't speak out about topics like that, is because no matter what I say, if I were to get out there and say free Palestine, X, Y, and Z, then I'm going to have obviously people who are Jewish or Israelis be against me too. So no matter what, it's a lose-lose situation. And this is why I choose to avoid certain topics like this. But it was so disheartening for me to receive the DMs that I received, as well as the comments that people put within that last video of saying all of these heinous things and acting as if I got out there and I said, oh, I'm pro-genocide. What? Like, that's how I know some people have lost their minds, okay? And I understand that this is always going to be an uphill battle, especially when you're somebody like me who is very, what's the word I'm saying? Like, I'm a conversationalist. I like to talk. You know what I mean? So I understand that people are going to misconstrue my words and hear whatever the hell they want to hear. But it really does suck sometimes. And I do have to say, this is going to be the last time that I, talk about any time. This is going to be the last time that I defend myself on anything. Honestly, I just felt like it was necessary this time because the DMs that I received and people telling me that I'm pro-genocide, literally commenting that to me and DMing that to me, it's insane. It's absolutely insane because I'm like, at what point did I ever say that? At what point did I ever get out there and say, woo, go Israel, yay, oh my gosh, you know what? I have on blue lights right now. You know what? As a matter of fact, let me change them. There we go. Because I don't want you guys over here reaching, oh, he has blue lights on right now. That's the color of the Israeli flag. You know what I'm saying? I literally just feel like sometimes people are a little too much. And this is where I got to keep it real with you guys. I start disconnecting from people on the internet because I'm an open-minded person. I would love to have a Palestinian friend. I would love to have a Jewish friend. I would like to have a Muslim friend. And I would like to have a, Christian friend. I am one of those people that are so open-minded to people from different cultures and political backgrounds and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And if people want me to get on the internet and hate one specific race of people or, ethnic group of people or religion group, I'm never going to be that. I'm never going to do that. I will continue to let you down. If you want me to get out here and support Palestine, but in the meaning or in between supporting Palestine, I have to bash Israel and bash Israelis and Jewish people, I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. It's never going to be me. That's just not who I am. I don't have hate in my heart. I understand at the end of the day, a lot of, people out there obviously are not in control of what their government does, okay? I hopped on live actually the night of that video and I said, can you guys just imagine how it would feel if America ended up going to war with Russia? I would be sitting over here like, oh my God, Russia, like, please don't take it out on me. I'm not condoning this. But what do we do at the end of the day when our government makes all the rules and they're the ones that enacts all these things? You know what I'm saying? That's where I say I feel bad for, the poor Israeli people over there who are so against their government. And I've seen several of it that people are like, oh my gosh, they feel so terrible for what their government is doing in Palestine. And of course, I feel bad for the people in Palestine. Of course, I feel bad for the tens or if not hundreds of thousands of Palestinians who have lost their life. Of course, I feel bad for that. But I feel bad for both people because there's innocent people. Let me say that again. There are innocent people on both ends. And I don't think that you should have to hate Jewish people and Israelis just to uplift Palestine, okay? And I'm always going to believe that. I always think you can't fight hate with hate. You can call me cliche, you can call me fake, you can call me whatever the hell you want to call me, but I truly believe that. And if you guys have watched my channel for long enough, clearly you guys know I'm one optimistic bitch, okay? I am one hopeful bitch. I am one naive bitch. Because yes, when it comes down to a lot of things in life, I do sit here and be like, you know what? I hope that can work out. I hope Brianna Olsen can become a good mom. I hope Ash Trevino can become a good mom. And I truly believe that. Like, I really do. I'm over here like, oh my God, maybe one day Ash Trevino will get it together. Maybe Brianna Olsen will become like the best mom ever. That's what I hope. And if you guys want me to be hateful, it's not going to be me. I've said it before in other videos, even talking about Ash Trevino and Brianna Olsen. I feel like sometimes people want me to like bash these people, and I'm not even going to do that. Like, sure, I may say like, damn, what a shitty mom, but I'm not going to get out there and bash a person because I truly believe in growth within people and humanity. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to address that. I am so sorry that this is carried on for 10 damn minutes. This is why I was like, oh my gosh, do I just make a full video talking about this? However, I do think that it was something that I needed to get off my chest because never in my 10 years on being of social media, never have I gotten bashed like that. Never have I gotten people telling me I'm pro this or pro that. That is something that is so heinous that I am so against. It's just so disheartening that I felt the need to speak out about it. And to me, it's batshit crazy that people are out there saying, oh, people are soft on the internet just because they're against genocide. As if I said that. The person that commented that literally made it seem like I said that. I was like, oh my God. You know what? I've been on social media for 10 years and sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I want my channel to grow. Like, obviously I want more viewers or whatever, so that way my paycheck can grow. And then sometimes I'm like, you know what? Maybe God is like, no, girl, like you're going to stay, down here because I would lose my shit. Like I see, obviously there's so many celebrities and big YouTubers out there who go on a podcast and then people clip their little tiny portion of it and they run a whole narrative and this like turn it into a whole story that never even happened. And I'm like, I would lose my mind because one thing about me is obviously if I'm having a full on conversation, obviously, I feel like everybody needs to watch the context. And that's why I actually got into commentary on my channel. I don't know if you guys recall, I've stated this several times, is I feel like there's so many drama channels out there that just blatantly lie about things. And I'm like, wait, this person didn't say it like that. They'll take a little clip and be like, oh, this person said this. It's like, you took 10 seconds out of an hour-long podcast and created your own narrative. To me, that is shady. And honestly, I think it should be illegal. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how could you do that? And that's why I've tried so hard to like obviously be a level-headed individual and to be a rational person, a sensible person. You know what I'm saying? So it is really disheartening that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm over here giving grace to the shittiest of people on the internet. And then people are going to sit over here and misconstrue my words that I so clearly did not say. It's crazy to me. I am so sorry. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. Oh, sorry. Another thing that I do have to address as well, too. Within that video, okay, I did make a comment, and I'm going to keep it real with you guys, okay? I like to fact check myself. You guys know I've said this time and time again. Whenever I see somebody screenshot on the internet, I do like to go back to see if, like say for example, this person said, oh, I saw this on Twitter or whatever. I want to go to that Twitter account and I want to find it for myself so that way I can see that it's true. If you guys do not recall, okay, I feel like back in the day when the whole James Charles situation happened, there was so many fake DMs that were created. There were so many fake tweets that were created, okay? So I never want to be that person that's out there spreading, misinformation and creating a narrative that's not true. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep it real with you guys, okay? Within that last video, I was saying a lot of people were like, oh, like Huda should speak out against the hate of Shelley and Alandria. But then I'm like, damn, Huda's getting just as much hate too. And I had stated within that video because I did see a TikTok from a TikTok user. If you guys know who she is, it's Steph with the deets, okay? She had posted that the person that created this, horrible meme of Huda, her face on a cop, kneeling on George Floyd, and it was Alandria's face on George Floyd. Turns out that it was actually a Shelley fan. Like they went through the tweets and it was a Shelley fan, okay? I went to that person's Twitter account before even making my video and I was like, oh yeah, it is true. Like those tweets are real, okay? I'm just throwing that out there. I checked for myself. Now that person's account is locked too. But I'm just saying I checked for myself. So obviously I didn't scroll through their every single tweet. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, okay, this tweet is real. This girl Steph with the deets didn't make it up. Like those are actual, screenshots, So obviously that's why I stated that within that video. I do have to say this now though. Another person on TikTok is actually, her video is getting a shitload of views right now because she ended up going through the person's tweets. And this person, if I'm keeping it real with you guys, just seems to be a little bit crazy, okay? They seem to be off their rocker with a couple screws loose up in the brain because you guys are going to see, I'm going to play the clip for you guys to where this girl is speaking out about it. And she's going to show you guys within the tweets that I guess apparently they were out here saying that they're a Huda stan and that they're like, oh, watch, I'm going to make these people like, you know, crash out or whatever. So I was like, I don't know what to believe anymore, but I do have to update you guys on that because obviously within my last video, I was like, oh, like a Shelley fan created this, so why is Huda getting blamed for it? But then now people are saying it was a Huda fan. Before even playing this, though, can I just tell you guys at the end of the day, even if Huda speaks out, even if Shelley and Alandria speak out, that's not going to stop people. People are always going to be hateful. People are always going to want to, you know, like have a vessel for their animosity and their hatred. And whenever they see a person on the internet that they don't like, they're going to always be hateful. And it sucks that it is that way, but it is that way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, at the end of the day, people battling online of this is a Shelley fan, this is a Alandria fan, no, it's a Huda fan. It's like, okay, y'all, at the end of the day, this person is clearly batshit crazy and clearly they're just looking for attention. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I do want to go to play this TikTok so that way you guys can, you know, have a better understanding of this situation. Check it out.
It was not a Shelley fan that made the George Floyd edit of Alandria. I don't know where that rumor started, but I have an idea. Let's just clear this up once and for all. I'm blocking out most of the edit because that's just disgusting, but okay, we can all agree it was this account that made the post, right? That same account with a clip from Alandria from the reunion saying the victim mentality here is real and I need to set Alandria up fast. Also the same person, I want a race war on Twitter. I'm gonna set these Shalandria fans up, hold on, supporting Huda in this long tweet, which you could pause to read. And back when the original edit was posted, they removed me from Huda HQ. Wait, I'm back. And also, they're noting they have more accounts to recover. Alandria had every right to bring up that edit as an example of what she has faced online in the reunion. But it's just one example of what Huda was seeing online, and she refused to go on her socials and ask for the hate to stop. These people were in Huda HQ. Huda saw hate online against her friend and chose not to do anything. That is the problem Alandria was bringing up at the reunion, after Huda told her she would. The Shelley of it all is actually super irrelevant, because the things that Shelley was getting online, and still is, are disgusting. But from Huda's perspective, if your friend who was there for you so often in the villa was getting this type of hate, wouldn't you want to help them?
Honestly, y'all, I'm really confused. I don't know what to believe, but I just wanted to play that for you guys because I'm like, okay, I needed to make a little follow-up here because I don't know what to believe. Honestly, I don't know what's the truth. Honestly, in my personal opinion, this person, you know, just clearly they're just out there being cuckoo. You know what I mean? Anyways, y'all, I do want to go ahead and get into the main topic of today's video. By the way, I apologize for this video being so damn long. I obviously didn't intend on going on a 10-minute rant. I think this is like the longest video I've ever made up on this damn channel. Anyways, I want to go ahead and get into this person, Jessie Woo. I honestly don't know too much about her, okay? But I have seen her on a red carpet interviewing, and she actually interviewed Shelley, I believe, briefly. And then I have seen her on live streams before, and whoo, y'all, people are getting really, really pressed because Shelley actually said, and I'll play the clip after, she went up to her and she was like praising this girl, saying that she really likes her and whatnot. But I guess this girl, Jessie Woo, has been saying some really horrific things about Huda. And this is where I say, y'all, I gotta keep it real with you guys. This is where I'm just like, you know what? The internet, I feel like it's just going to be a crapshoot no matter what, no matter how good you try to be, no matter how positive you try to be. There is going to be people out there that are just batshit crazy. And I feel like this girl, Jessie Woo, is kind of crazy, okay? She literally, and you guys will see, I'll play the clip for you guys. She compared Huda to Casey Anthony, okay? If you guys don't know who Casey Anthony is, she is the mom that allegedly unalived her daughter, okay? She got away with it. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what happened with the jury. I don't know what happened with the judge, but it was pretty damn clear that she unalived her daughter. And this is where I'm saying this girl getting out there and saying things like that, saying that Huda is like Casey Anthony, that's crazy, okay? I understand there are a lot of people out there that are like, oh, Huda's a bad mom. Why isn't she with her daughter? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting over here like looking at this from a business standpoint. She's obviously riding the hot train right now because she just got off Love Island. She's the most popular character. She's doing all these brand deals. Brands are flying her out and she's making all these business arrangements. I'm sitting over here like, y'all, she's being a working mom. You know what I'm saying? This to me is crazy, and it just goes to show you that people are living in the Stone Age, that they don't realize this day and age, there's a lot of single moms out there who have to provide for their children, and she's taking all the brand deals that she could possibly do right now. You know what I'm saying? This is where I'm like, okay, people are losing me, and I'm so sorry. You could have an opinion about Huda, as I have. I've said that she does show signs of narcissism, and she does lie a little bit. You know what I'm saying? However, did I get out there and say that she's like Casey Anthony? No, I didn't. This is where I'm like, oh my God, people are fucking crazy. They really are, to make this type of comparison when there's no comparison to be made. Like, I just don't get it. This girl does have some opinions about Huda. She believes that she's a liar or whatnot. And I'm like, why can't you just get out there and say, I think Huda's a liar? Just like I said, I think Huda's a little narcissistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't you just have those opinions without being so nasty about it? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I do want to go ahead and play this clip right here so that way you guys can see it for yourself. Check it out.
No, yes, free Palestine, but don't use that as an excuse or as your shield for lying. You are a pathological liar. You could have just said, at the moment, I do not want to speak about my relationship. Thank you so much. You did not have to say that Netflix put you on. Like, you did not have to say that. You literally lied. You deflected. You lied. A pathological liar. Everything that comes out of her mouth is a lie. Huda and Casey Anthony.
I don't know, y'all. I really do feel like that was so, out of pocket for her to say. And I feel like comparing Huda to Casey Anthony, that's just crazy. Like, what is even the correlation there? I don't understand. Like, you're literally comparing her to somebody that allegedly unalived her daughter. You're like, what? Things like that, y'all, it drives me crazy because I'm just like, okay, people have really lost their mind, honestly. I do want to go ahead and play another clip, okay? Because if you guys did not see the Call Her Daddy podcast, Huda did speak out stating that some things happened. I don't think she really, from my memory, I don't think that she like fully opened up, but she did allege to or allude to some essay happening from her dad. Like, her dad essayed her, okay? I'm like, oh, I don't want to misconstrue this, y'all, because obviously it's such a sensitive topic, but she did speak out on the Call Her Daddy podcast, okay? Well, I guess there was another clip where this girl, Jessie Woo, was basically saying that she thinks that she's, like, lying about the situation. Check it out.
Yeah, she insinuated that her father was inappropriate with her when she was a child, but she never really said it. She said that her entire family doesn't believe her. Now, here's the thing, right? A lot of times when this happens within families tend to not want to believe it. Like, this happens all the time. But again, because she's such a pathological liar, I just don't know.
Clearly, she was stating right there that Huda is a pathological liar, so she just doesn't know what to believe. And look, I'm always going to be a person of everybody is entitled to their opinion. They could have whatever opinion that they want. However, I feel like in a situation like this that is obviously so touchy, so sensitive, even if you had that opinion, why do you have to say it on the internet? Like, there's just some things that you should keep to yourself, because that is so messed up. Because at the end of the day, we don't know what really went down, and what if something really heinous happened and then you're over here making comments like that. Like, it's a bit much, okay? So obviously, the Huda fans do not like this girl, Jessie Woo. This is where things get a little bit tricky, because I do gotta keep it real. Y'all know I'm always giving people grace, okay? Shelley had walked up to her on the red carpet, and this girl, Jessie Woo, did interview her. Shelley was over here. You guys are gonna see. I'm gonna play the clip. She was talking about, like, oh, I really, I love you, and I appreciate you. Obviously, she was hyping this girl, Jessie Woo, up. As soon as people saw that, people were pressed, because they're like, oh my gosh, this girl has bashed Huda online. I'm playing devil's advocate here, okay? We do have to factor in, we don't know if Shelley has seen those clips. We don't know if she has seen what Jessie Woo has said about Huda, okay? Yes, on the same hand, we can sit here and say maybe she did. And honestly, if she did see those clips, I gotta say, Shelley is real shady, because the things that this girl Jessie Woo was saying about Huda, and if Shelley's over here praising her, that is messed up. But I'm so sorry, y'all, and you guys can hate me for this, but I'm always going to give grace, and I'm always going to give benefit of the doubt, because we don't know if she's seen those clips, okay? What this girl Jessie Woo has said is clearly fucked up and just really out of pocket and out of line. She shouldn't be saying those things. But also, for like Shelley to be getting so much damn hate right now, I think it's kind of messed up, because we don't know if, she's seen these clips. You know what I'm saying? This is where people freaking hate me for giving grace. They want me to get up on the internet and like hate on people and bash people. But I'm like, no, I feel like if I was in a situation like that, like, what if I walked up to somebody and I freaking, took a picture with them and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this person. And then somebody like says, oh my God, I can't believe you support this person. They did X, Y, and Z, and I didn't know it. And then people are running with a narrative of, oh, you support this person and they did X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, I genuinely didn't know. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm saying I do kind of feel bad for Shelley, because I'm like, wait, like, what if she really doesn't know? Yes, we could sit here and say that maybe she does know. And I'm saying, if I found out that she did know about those clips, then I think Shelley is really fucked up, honestly. But I do want to go to play this clip for you guys so you guys can see what people are saying. Check it out.
I just want to say, like, I love you, and I
love
really
you.
appreciate you.
I love
like,
you.
you are literally such a beautiful person inside and out, and the fact that I get to stand in front of you and meet you for real for the first time, you are amazing.
I love
Just have to
you.
give flowers.
I have
Keep
to
doing
give
your thing.
flowers. Keep doing your thing, girl. Period.
I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I am gonna give Shelley some grace. I don't know. I'm gonna run with, and look, I choose to live my life this way of looking at the glass half full. I choose to be positive, and I want to give the benefit of the doubt, and I want to believe that people are good people, which, yes, I know. I probably shouldn't, okay? If you guys were to see some of the shit that I've went through in my life and the fact that I just am over here thinking like, oh my gosh, this person could change. Look, let me be delusional, okay? I literally want to give her the benefit of the doubt because I want to sit here and say like, maybe she didn't see those clips. You know what I mean? I'm just going to run with that because I do have to say, if she praised this girl and saying she appreciates her and loves her so much, specifically for bashing Huda, that's fucked up. Like, that is really messed up. And then I would obviously have a different opinion. But as of right now, we truly don't know if she has seen those clips, okay? Anyways, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.